If you have a normal, well-adjusted woman, like a girlfriend or a wife, and you cry in front of her, she's not gonna be like, ew, gross. She's gonna comfort you and like she's gonna be a good person. She's not gonna tell you I'm extremely unattracted and disgusted by you right now. She's not gonna say that. She's gonna be like, oh, it's okay, come here. She's gonna support you. So in this situation where you're crying and your woman has to hug you, she has to take on the masculine role, supporting you emotionally and being emotionally strong for you since you are being emotionally weak. Mother Nature is to blame for this. It's not the women's fault. Oh wait. The leaves are so beautiful. Yellows and orange. No reds, but it still looks nice. What's up, you guys? So, the recent video, Horrors of Female Nature, got a lot of feedback. So I want to start with a couple of comments from that video because this is like a follow-up to that. So that was the Horrors of Female Nature. This one's going to be why you shouldn't cry in front of your woman or something along those lines, because I mentioned that in the last one. Almost forgot my pink ears. Shout out Regina Trans for recommending I wear these again. They're supposed to be for Halloween, but apparently people like it. So let's start with the comments. I'll put the comment on the screen, probably over my face while I look down to read it. By the way, guys, I have an iPhone 6. This is hilarious. I broke my phone skateboarding. I broke it several times, but this time it's completely destroyed. It's unusable. Thankfully, I found this at in the bottom of one of my drawers in my office. iPhone 6. So cool, because if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know why 6 is such an important number for me. Follow me on Instagram, by the way. But anyway, let me read this. Nothing works on this. The newest iOS you can get on this is iOS 12. I think we're on like 18 right now. So like no apps work on this. The only apps that work are like Instagram works with just less features. Twitter doesn't work. I gotta show you. I try to download X. It has the Twitter logo. See? Twitter logo. How cool is that? This phone is so janky, guys. Like, look at how old it looks. Got the Bitcoin price. 79,000, about to be 80,000. Alright, with my janky ass phone, let me try to... So, this woman said, I am a woman. I'm sorry a woman hurt you so badly. I would argue that we are more than just our biology and that people can choose to be forgiving and to be loving. It's easy to make blanket statements about an entire half of humans based on the actions of one woman or a handful of them, but it's not accurate. I hope that you meet someone who can change your perspective about women to a more optimistic one. And I hope that this comment helps with that. 6 likes for that comment. How appropriate. And then I replied, thank you for the kind words. While I draw from personal experiences in my videos, most of my ideas come from reading about evolutionary biology. I think nature and time, millions of years of evolution, are more powerful and influential forces than most people want to admit. So I guarantee you everyone who liked that comment was also a woman. Women don't like hearing these stories from guys. Like, the reason I relate it back to my life is because I don't want to just spew scientific facts to you. I want to relate it to real life situations. And my story about my wife leaving me and betraying me, that relates back to female nature. But it's not, it's not like it's just this one woman. My ex-wife is not the only woman who evolved for millions of years before. All women are products of evolution, as are men. I can't escape my male nature just as much as you women folk can't escape your female nature. Male nature is like I have a desire to spread my seed. All men have this. They have a desire to spread their seed. They have a desire for sexual novelty. Like my ex-wife understood this. She understood and accepted my male nature, my need to have sex with other women. And I understand her female nature, that she's looking out for her survival, that she is repulsed by weakness in men. This is just facts of reality. We have to look at the facts. And it's not just about this one situation. I know all the women out there who listen to that video are like, oh, what a horrible woman he had. This is not a representation of all women. Okay. Not all women are like that. This is very common to hear. All women are like that. What I'm talking about includes, it's very general. It's based on biological facts. The biological facts is I have infinite sex cells. My sperm, I can just generate an infinite amount basically. While women have a very limited number of sex cells. And this math and biology, math as in number of sex cells, and biology, the sex cells, these facts, this is the foundation of my views on female nature. Men being able to create infinite amounts of sperm makes it so we have a distinct sexual strategy to spread our seed far and wide. And females having a very limited supply of sex cells and having to create a child, like have a baby grow inside them for 9 months. These facts lead to different sexual strategies. So like we want to spread our seed and have a high quantity of partners. Women want a high quality of partner. And this discrepancy creates all these differences we see. It's not the only thing, but it's like the most fundamental thing. Number of sex cells. So we got another comment, and this person says, so you have one example experience with one woman. Your premise that woman can't love is wrong. There are enough women that can love. I've and millions other have experienced it. With this mindset, you may get the Instagram model, but not a human that is loving you. And your wife sounds just crazy. 90%, 95% of women are not this crazy. It's not that she's crazy. I mean, she is kind of crazy, but the facts I speak on, like, don't cry in front of women. A woman can't love you. She's not designed to love you. Those concepts, those ideas don't come from my experience with this one woman, my ex-wife. It comes from learning about science. It comes from learning about evolutionary biology. It comes from studying psychology. Of course, I use my lived experience to tie all these things together, because you can't just read books and listen to experts. You need to draw from your own experience. And that's what I do on this channel. I draw from my experience with women, and then I combine it with what I've learned about science to give you these lessons. So, why you shouldn't cry in front of your woman. It's not like you shouldn't cry in front of all women. Just the woman that you want to be with, the woman you want to have sex with, and the woman that you want her to love you and respect you and be attracted to you, don't cry in front of her. Because crying, it's a display of weakness. It's a display of emotional weakness. They can't help but be repulsed by that. It's not a conscious thought. If you have a normal, well-adjusted woman, like a girlfriend or a wife, and you cry in front of her, she's not gonna be like, ew, gross. She's gonna comfort you, and like, she's gonna be a good person. She's not going to tell you, I'm extremely unattracted and disgusted by you right now. She's not going to say that. She's going to be like, oh, it's okay, come here. She's going to support you. Because when a person breaks down emotionally, when they show emotional weakness through crying, It's like a moral obligation for someone to take on the masculine role and like be strong for them. So in this situation where you're crying and your woman has to hug you, she has to take on the masculine role of supporting you emotionally and being emotionally strong for you, since you are being emotionally weak. And even though she's consciously like trying to support you, unconsciously she is disgusted and repelled, like her biology, not her as a person who she is, her identity. It's her biology, her hard wiring. Millions of years of evolution have created us. We can't ignore that. And all these women who are offended by me thinking all women are like that just because I had one evil woman who was repulsed by my weakness. No, all of you are repulsed by weakness. It's not something you think about consciously. Your biological hardwiring makes you repulsed and repelled by a man's weakness, especially his internal emotional weakness. When you cry, you show that you are not strong internally. You show that you are not stable emotionally. And women are not stable emotionally. So you can't have two people who are unstable emotionally and who are weak internally. That is not good. Mother Nature does not allow for that to happen. Mother Nature is to blame for this. It's not the women's fault. Throughout all of time, women looked for a man who can protect them and provide for them and give them security in this brutal world, this unforgiving, dangerous world. They're looking for a man with strength and power to protect them. That's not just physical power. It has a lot to do with internal, like mental and emotional power and strength. When you cry tears in front of your woman, you are demonstrating to her that you lack this inner strength, this internal fortitude and emotional stability, emotional control. Mother Nature's evolution, it sees that, it sees you crying and displaying weakness. It sees it as a risk to her survival. It's a risk to her well-being. So this is like a primal thing. Her biology wants her to survive and it wants her offspring to survive. This is why women are attracted by strong men. Internally strong, emotionally strong. This isn't an opinion piece. I'm not telling you, it's my opinion that if you cry in front of your woman, she doesn't like that. It's not that she doesn't like that. It's that her biology doesn't like that. Mother Nature doesn't like that. Female nature will never accept and tolerate weak men. And when you cry, you are demonstrating a very visceral type of weakness. If you need to cry, just don't do it in front of your woman. Cry with your male friends, cry with a therapist. I think therapy is for women. I think a man's therapy should be done by himself, alone in nature, doing hard things, exercising, fasting, journaling, self-reflection. It's about self-development. And you learn how to self-soothe. You develop self-love. It's all about yourself. It's about you. It's not about other people. It's not about a therapist guiding you along. Let me be your therapist. Watch my videos on men's mental health and female nature. And this is just you're just learning. Learning about these topics. You don't need other people involved in your personal development. But if you have to cry, please do it alone. That's the best. Do it with male friends. Do it with a therapist if you have to. Do not ever do it with the woman you're having sex with. because she can't help but be turned off by it. It's not her choice. Mother Nature forces her to be repulsed by your weakness. This is a fact. This is a scientific fact, okay? There's men out there who are watching this right now thinking, no, not my woman. No, I have a unique relationship. We have a real love. Female nature and millions of years of evolution don't apply to us. She loves me for me. She would never be repulsed by me if I showed weakness, if I cried. I know some guys are thinking that. And obviously women out there who are leaving comments, they're also thinking, oh no, I'm not like that. I love my man for who he is. I would never leave him if he showed too much weakness. But you got to understand, folks, this is feelings you're talking about. You're talking about the feeling of love. You're talking about the feeling, oh, how I feel about my woman, how she feels about me. That's what you're talking about here. I'm not talking about feelings. Feelings are fleeting. How a woman feels about you today might not be how she feels about you tomorrow. How you guys feel about each other when you're looking in each other's eyes with the full moon and stars twinkling, and it's like a romantic, I don't know, anniversary or something, and you profess your love to each other and you feel so close and bonded. Those are all feelings, and feelings can change. Something that doesn't change, her biology and yours, doesn't change. It will remain. Our biological drives and imperatives will not change. Our feelings will definitely change over time. Given enough time, it's going to happen. But our biology won't change. So what do you want to invest yourself in? What do you want to put your belief behind? Your feelings and your woman's feelings, or cold hard facts, harsh truths, brutal reality? You got to be strong enough to accept these harsh truths instead of just denying them in favor of this soft, cuddly illusion of love and safety and romance. The weaker you are, the more you seek reassurance and safety that everything's okay, that you're loved, that you're safe. Nature isn't like that. Reality isn't like that. We don't exist in a safe, soft, cozy world. There are safe, soft, cozy feelings which are fickle, capricious, that they change. The one thing you can count on is the brutal reality of nature and these cold, harsh truths. These things don't change. Put your faith and your reasoning and your decision making, put it behind science, put it behind facts, put it behind things like nature and time, which are way more profound and powerful forces than your feelings. Your feelings of love, of intimacy, and your bonding, that will cloud your judgment. That will put a veil over the world, and it'll hide the cold, harsh truth, the raw reality of what existence is. You're gonna get further and further removed from that the more you invest into this world of emotions. Romance, love, sentimentality, all these soft, fleeting emotions. You don't want to base your worldview on that stuff. And you know, this stuff used to be common sense. Not too long ago, maybe like 10, 15 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, this stuff was common sense. It's only in the modern day when men are becoming weaker and women are becoming stronger and more masculine, and the sexual polarity is completely skewed. Now I have to make videos teaching young men about these harsh truths of nature and biology. It used to be intuitive. It used to be just common sense, because No one was disputing these facts. With feminism and the push for gender equality, men are being told it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be soft and weak and in touch with their emotions. They're told that this makes them better. It makes them a better man to be vulnerable. Nothing could be further from the truth. The stoic, masculine, like rugged man, he likes what he likes, he doesn't like what he doesn't like, and he doesn't give a fuck about what other people like or don't like. That guy is a real man. He's attractive. Then you have all these soft guys who are crying and going to therapy and who are overly permissive with their women. They just let them do whatever they want. This is a whole nother point, but if you want to be a strong masculine leader, you have to set rules and boundaries. You don't force your woman to comply, but she knows what the rules are and she knows what the consequences are. The only consequence that you can do is just taking away your attention. That's the only thing you have at your disposal. And that's the only real thing. If that should have value. Like, your attention should have value. So this has a lot to do with a good setup in the beginning before you guys are in a committed relationship. But she needs to value your time and attention. And when she doesn't follow your rules and when she does things that you don't like, you can remove that time and attention and she will feel that absence. And she will know she fucked up and she won't do it again in the future if you decide to give her another chance. So the feminism and the gender equality, it has really fucked up the mainstream culture's views on relationship dynamics. And I feel like the evolutionary facts of what we are as animals in nature is getting completely suppressed and denied. The facts are being denied. So I'm here to give you the facts. So to wrap it up, all women actually are the same in very important ways. Their biology is the same. They have a limited amount of sex cells, which dictates that they try to get the highest quality mate possible, the highest quality sperm cells with the high quality DNA in it. And when you cry, you're displaying weakness. If you had strong genetics, you probably wouldn't be crying. Men with strong genetics and high testosterone, they tend to not cry. And men with low testosterone, poor genetics, they are very emotional. They're very emotionally weak. And they probably cry a lot. So while her feelings and emotions are fleeting, the things that make her love you, the things that are keeping her loyal to you. I'm not saying women can't, I did say that in the video that a woman can't love you. But if you listen to longer than that sentence, I said she can't love you for you. It's conditional on you being strong. You have to maintain the things that made you attractive to her in the first place. If that stuff goes away, her love goes away, her loyalty goes away. And raw female nature rears its ugly head. And then you think, oh, she's evil. No, she's not evil. This is her biological hardwiring. When you understand these biological facts and you put your emotions and her emotions aside, you can much better navigate relationships. And that puts you in a position of power. That gives you leverage. So you're welcome for me giving you this value, this leverage that you can now carry on in your relationships. If you like these kinds of lessons and topics about men's mental health and female nature, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you're going through a breakup and you need one-on-one coaching, DM me on Instagram. I'm making a link for a school community pretty soon. For now, you can just DM me. And that's it for this one, guys. I'm enjoying this autumn, brisk autumn weather. Now you can see your breath here. I like to do this thing and like breathe out and say, look, I'm smoking. I don't know why, that's just my favorite thing to do. I don't smoke. I stopped smoking cigarettes a long time ago. For my birthday in 2 weeks, I'm quitting weed for 1 year. My 35th year on this earth, I will not get high. So you're probably gonna see a lot more content coming from me when I'm not high. I got very high this morning, and it's about to be dark. The quality is gonna go up, I think. When I quit smoking weed, the quality of these videos will improve for sure. You might have noticed I don't have a colored light. That's because this iPhone 6 with iOS 12 does not support my Hue Lights app, so I can't change the color. All right, guys, I'm gonna go eat breakfast. I'm starving. See you in the next one. Peace.